Hello, bachelor girls. You say you're on a diet of shredded wheat and carrot sticks and you gained 7 pounds in a week? And you finally got invited out to a candlelight dinner at the Automat? And you give your date $3 to get some nickels and he never comes back? And a big weird creep seems to be offering you a ride home, only you're afraid it might be his home, and it is? Is that what's perturbing you today, sweetheart?
Well, tease your hair up high and take a run through the gauntlet with that fortitude. You'll teach those evil creatures. You'll show them who's the superior sex. Remember, she who laughs last gets jilted first.
Hey there, Bubbalina. You say you had your nose fixed and it's bigger now? And your phone hasn't rung since Halloween except for 5 wrong numbers and 1 strange call? And you get in the subway during the rush hour, and when you get home, you find out your nylons are missing. And you go out on a blind date and end up with your brother. And your roommate wants you to get her out of trouble. She hit a bouncer at a friendship club. And you're babysitting, and the kid turns out to be a 37-year-old midget. Does all this seem to upset you, baby girl?
Well, jump into those stretch pants. Apply for that job as a Playboy bunny. Even though you're 6'4", so what? You're going as a kangaroo. They won't know the difference. Remember, life begins at 40. But who wants to wait that long?
Hey there, Hester. Say you go to a movie on Times Square and you have to change your seat 14 times. And a man's walking up and down the aisle selling lemonade and whips. And when you get home, your roommate tells you she's got company, so you go to an all-night newsreel and see 4 shorts on duck hunting and a bouncing ball sing-along with Jack Palance. And it's 3 a.m. and it's pouring rain. Your head's got a lot of big orange streaks from that waterproof henna rinse. And you phone your roommate from a barroom on 10th Avenue, and there's 3 guys in the back playing cards for you. So you call up your office manager, and he invites you up for a nightcap and hands you a punch bowl full of vodka and says, chug-a-lug or you're fired. And you wake up 3 days later on a Portuguese fishing smack headed for Bombay. That's in India. And you just got mugged in the tunnel of love. Is that what's got you saving up for that charter flight, booby?
Well, lift your head up high and forget about that all-American boy your mother's gonna love. Get a wild Greek fisherman and tell him all where to get off. This is the old philosopher saying, she who marries the boy next door winds up with a guy who can't pay the rent either.
People to stay away from. Any girl who owns a large dog. A guy who wears a rain cover on his hat. Anyone who will invite you into the 5 and 10 for a meal. Anyone who'll go out of his way to see a potato race. Women with monkey mascots. You never know where that monkey is. Anyone who would play knock-knock at a wake. People who frame finger paintings. Guys who say house tricks. Anyone who would start a community sing. Anyone who would join in. Anyone who would order hot pastrami on a cruller. Yo-yo champions. Big guys with parrots on their shoulders. Anyone who would pay to take a tour of Richmond. Couples who invite you over and whip out a cheese dip. Fat girls with slave bracelets. Anyone who carries around cat pictures. Meow. Skinny guys with slave bracelets. Cockfight fans. Anyone with teeth marks on his pencil. Anyone who would threaten a canary. Ted Mack losers. Guys who wear ties that say hello. Frank Buck fans. Anyone who would go out of his way to see a Woody Woodpecker festival. More, oh Captain, more. Anyone who would ask for more at a time like this.
What do you want for Christmas, little boy?
I want an automobile.
Tin sedan?
I want a Jaguar.
You're too young to drive a Jaguar.
How about the elephant?
You want an Indian elephant?
I got the Indian elephant.
You want an African elephant?
I got the African elephant.
What kind of an elephant do you want?
A Jaguar.
How about a nice hi-fi set?
I got the hi-fi set.
How old are you?
4.
How about a stereo set?
I got stereo.
How about a typewriter?
I got a typewriter. I type while I listen to the stereo. You think I'm a stereotype?
4 years old, eh?
An advanced 4.
Do you paint?
I got a one-man show in my nursery.
Oils?
Mosaics.
4 years old, eh? You got a girl?
I am a girl.
You got a boyfriend?
Several.
Have they got a Jaguar?
One has a Mack truck.
Would you like a Mack truck?
I want a Jaguar truck.
Jaguar doesn't make a truck.
I want a Jag.
4 years old, eh?
4.5.
Do you have a driver's license?
Several.
How about an astronaut kit?
What's inside?
An oxygen mask, a heavy suit, 6 months' rations, and a Social Security card.
What's in the rations?
Cheese, powdered eggs, bacon, hardtack, a St. Bernard dog, and a bottle of brandy.
You put me on, ain't you?
4 years old, eh? How about a DC-7?
I got a DC-7.
Wise kid, eh?
Never mind the comments. I'll get my mommy to have you fired. She does all her shopping here.
I ought to break your neck, you little brat.
I also have a black belt in judo.
Look, kid, there are 50 other tots who want to see Santa.
Let him wait. I was here first.
My knee is falling asleep.
So's my earlobes.
You know something? I don't believe you're 4 years old.
You know something?
What?
I don't believe you're Santa Claus.
You gonna tell the boss?
Not if you give me that Jaguar.
Okay, you win. Hey, Sid. Yeah? One Jaguar. One Jaguar. Coming up. Here you are, kid.
Help! Help, Mommy! Mommy, help! Help, Mommy!
Ho, ho, ho. Next.
Hey there, crazy legs. You say there's 80,000 watching you kick off and your foot misses the ball? And you just got injured in a huddle? And as they're carrying you off, the stretcher breaks? And your mother's screaming, "That's my boy," and you wish someone would tell her to shut up? And you got locked in a locker room over the weekend with a psychotic poodle? And you finally learn the alma mater and they expel you? Is that what's taking the yay out of yay team today, Snake Hips?
Well, stick that head down low and take a plunge in the mud with that stick-to-itiveness and exhaustion. Fight, 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 drive, drive, drive. You show Rocky, you'll show them all. You'll never give up, never give up, never give up. That bench.
Hiya, Bronco. You say you score a touchdown with someone's helmet, and a bunch of drunks are burning your effigy next to the band, and you broke loose against Princeton and their mascots trailing you down the field. It's a tiger. And they bring you up before the dean because you put down you want to major in push-ups, and you just caught a bullet pass right through the heart, and you trampled the referee and he swallowed his whistle. 15 yards, you got to buy him a new whistle. And some joker filled the water bucket with vodka and you high jump over the goalposts. Is that why you're taking it out on that poor dummy today, you rambling wreck?
Well, block that man, Mountain. Don't fade back too far with that pass. You'll end up with a candy store. Follow your interference, and if you can't find him, offside quick. Remember, if 7 big tacklers are coming at you full speed, run the other way.
Hey there, you galloping ghost. You say you just blocked a kick with your nose, thump, thump. And they tell you to cover the end and you throw a blanket over 'em. And you tackled a girl cheerleader by mistake and you won't let go. And you're holding the ball for a field goal and the guy kicks your hand. There it goes, 3 points. And the gun goes off ending the half and gets you in the right thigh. And you got arrested leading a panty raid at Yale. And you just found out you flunked golf. Is that what's taking the kick out of the kickoff, Buster?
Well, give it the old high school try. Shake off those nasty tackles. Run till you drop. No hiding behind the ref. Hit while you're weary. Drive while you're blue. Drive, drive, drive.
This is the old philosopher saying, you show me a fella who's stiff-armed a charging 300-pound right guard, and I'll show you a guy named Lefty.
Mr. Gibbons, it says you made $25,000 last year. You want to take $21,000 off as expenses. That's right. Just what business are you in? The monkey business. The what? I wholesale and retail monkeys, mandrills, apes, gorillas, and chimps. Chimps haven't been running well lately. That's why we catch so many of them. What's this $5,000 deduction here? It says research on tree climbing. Baboons. You don't go after them yourself, do you? I go after the short-legged baboons. My wife tackles the other kind. Short-handed? Yes, we're extremely short-handed, especially now. Baboons have been running extremely well. Are you kidding me, Mr. Gibbons? This sounds preposterous. A grown man and woman chasing apes, gorillas, orangutans. I did not say orangutans. That would indeed be ridiculous. Just sticks to the facts, sir. Well, let's do that. I've been looking over your investments here. Why isn't this investment listed? I have 450 shares of General Dialment. Yet you didn't list it. I was following my broker's advice. How's that? He told me to buy it and forget about it, so I forgot about it. Just like that. And let's forget about it, huh? You owe $10,000 on that item. Next. Next. Sit down. Next item. Trying to make a getaway, huh? Oh, me? Cages. $15,000 for cages? Well, you don't want us to throw an orangutan in with another orangutan, do you? I thought you don't handle orangutans. Handle an orangutan, you'll get murdered, Mr. Wilcox. I've told you that. You'd make a lousy gun boy. Where's your wife? Why isn't she here? She's out with the accountant. What are they doing? Eating. Suppose you want to take that off the income tax, too. Why not? They're not eating alone. They took all the baboons over to the brass rail for some cheesecake. Their last meal, poor devils, before they're all farmed out to the Toledo Zoo. The baboons? No, my wife and the accountant. What the devil's the matter with you, Mr. Wilcox? Are you trying to intimidate me? This kind of nonsense must stop. I'll say it must stop. 45 trips to the Belgian Congo, indeed. It's an African restaurant on West 45th Street. How's the food? They got a witch doctor in the kitchen, sprinkles herbs on everything. What's his name? Herbie. What's this? Long-distance calls to Nairobi? Well, that's the monkey business. How do I know you're in the monkey business? You don't even have a sunburn. Take a look at this suit. You see all the monkey hair on it? Looks like mohair to me. That's his name, Mo the Mandrill. Cute little devil. I'll tell you what. At 3:30 this afternoon, I'm expecting Gargantua's cousin, Bulvan, the most powerful gorilla in existence, up to my room for injections. If you'd like to see that little episode, you're welcome. What are you going to inject him with? Vitamin B1. Why not give him a glass of orange juice? Hates the juice, loves the peels. Now, remember what I said. The Hotel Mozambique, 3:30. What the heck's going on in my outer office? It's those darn baboons. They refuse to go to Toledo. They got a taste of that cheesecake, and they want to stay in New York. They're hooked. Get those beasts out of here. They're wrecking the joint. Ungawa, Uana, Ungawa, Urubu, Urubu. Come on now, Buana. Get them away from those files and records. They're eating up all the evidence. Stop them, somebody. Stop them. I'm afraid I'm going to have to alert the safari and get the hoses out. Anything. Get him out of here. Urubu, get that big one. He's leading the pack. Get that big one. That's my wife, you idiot. Stop the little one. He's eating up the returns. Watch it. That's the accountant. Urubu, Ungawa, hoses, hoses, hoses. Well, there we are. Everything's under control now. Look, Mr. Gibbons. Yes? You got room for one more in that cage headed for Toledo? I'll have to be able to write you off as a dependent, okay? Urubu, Umgawa, Buwana, hoses, hoses. Say, Mr. Wilcox, I have a feeling you're gonna make a great gun boy.
Hiya, Bunkie. You say you're opening a bottle of wine and the cork splits in 1,000 pieces, and everyone's spitting them out all through dinner. And you got a seat in the first row all the way on the end for a Bible spectacle. And you just got a Dear John letter, you ain't even in the army. And you put a transistor plug in your ear and you can't get it out. And the volume's stuck on the U.S. Marine Band playing Lady of Spain, I Adore You. Is that what's driving you out of your ever-loving today, Bobby?
Well, stick that nose up in the air and take a walk in the sun with a dignity and perspicacity that you show the world. You show them all. Remember, take your tonsils out when you're young, and they'll grow back when you're old.
Hey there, Flippo. You say you just got caught in a blizzard in a seersucker suit, and you pick up your wife's passport and find out she's 10 years older than you'd think, and you open up the sugar and a scorpion drops out. And they tell you to come to a class reunion in a cap and gown, and you show up in a beanie and a dress, and you fall asleep in a drive-in movie and someone steals all your tires, and you just missed the bus after a half-mile run in a heavy tweed suit carrying a 2-year supply of canned cat food, and you're building a wall closet you can't get out, so you saw your way through the floor and wind up in a cellar bin with a mouthful of mothballs. And you look out of your plane, and the pilot's out there on the wing, and he seems to be fixing something. Does all this seem to upset you today, cousin?
Well, put on a tie and take a march in the rain with that stick to it as your father told you about when you were a boy. You show Albert Schweitzer, you show Crazy Guggenheim, you show them all. Remember, when it's June in January, you're probably in Rio de Janeiro.
Hey there, sweetheart. You say you're plucking a dusty chicken and the wind changes, and you just threw the Mets in a soccer pool, and the laundryman just starched all your jockey shorts, and your 14-year-old son was arrested for running a series of hamster fights on an empty lot, and you just backed into an electric guitar and lost all your hair, and you open up the freezer and there's Grandma, and you just swallowed a winning sweepstakes ticket, and you've been called in by the Income Tax Bureau for the year 1936, and your rich uncle died and left everything to a minor bird, and a big crazy man with a grin follows you home from the laundromat every Saturday. Is that what's raising havoc with your bursitis today, sweetheart?
Well, get down on those haunches, take a wallow in the mud, face the future with a smile on those blubber lips and a melody ringing your eardrums. Padam, padam. Remember the old adage, he who follows in his father's footsteps stands right back of him at the unemployment insurance office.
Hello, all you World's Fair visitors who have come to visit our beloved New York City. You say you got a room in Brooklyn for $40 a day over a dry goods store, and your wife stood in line at the Radio City Music Hall for 6 hours and ended up in Corvettes, and you ain't seen her since. It's been 8 days now. And you eat a meal of egg rolls, pizza, and knishes, and you can't walk for a week, and you just got caught in a zip gunfight on the subway, and some guy sold you a map of the fair with a Trilon and a Perisphere on it. Is that what's got you applying for traveler's aid today?
Well, lift your head up high and take a stroll in that blazing sun. $9 an hour on one of them push carts, are you kidding? You'll show Robert Moses, you show them all. You'll show General de Gaulle. Remember, he who laughs last gets fired first.
Hiya, tourists. You say you give a cab driver a dime tip from the airport and he runs you over? And some strange fella in jeans and a $40 shirt is making goo-goo eyes at you over on 3rd Avenue? And you just had your pocket picked on Times Square in a whip store? And you squeeze on the World's Fair Express and get your mouth caught on an old fox fur piece? And you go in the Japanese pavilion and see a movie where they won the war? And you get into an argument with a Siamese waiter and his twin hitching a kisser with a bowl of chutney. And they buried all your traveler's checks in that 5,000-year time capsule. Let American Express get out of that. And they just charged $1 to go in an unfinished building. Does all this seem to upset you today, Bunkie?
Well, lift your head up high and stand on line in the rain. Don't let that old lady sneak in front of you. Stop looking around for the French pavilion. That was 1939. Remember, he who stoops to conquer, conquers only stoops.
Hey there, cousin. You say Grandpa got loaded drunk in the wax museum and attacked Whistler's mother? And you wolfed down a hero sandwich and your tie is missing? And you're up in the monorail and they call a strike? And your kids ain't been to the bathroom yet? Watch it, Johnny. Look out below. And you just paid $1.45 for a soft drink. And you pass by the fireworks and get a Roman candle up your nose. And you just had a terrible argument with a machine in the IBM building. And you gave one of your kids $25 and he comes back with a liverwurst sandwich and a Donald Duck sweatshirt. And you're up in a Ferris wheel with a crazy lady who keeps screaming she's Theta Barra. Is that what's causing the sinuses to flare up today, cousin?
Well, face the future with a grin on those grizzly lips and a melody ringing in your eardrums. Get down to that desk clerk and tell him all about it. $30 for ice cubes. Remember, if at first you don't succeed, give up.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Organized a rumble last night. The only folks that showed up was me and 10 cops. Scooby-Dooby-Dooby. Today my picture's hanging up in the post office. At last I'm wanted. It's a great feeling. Scooby-Wow-Wow-Wow. Terrible thing happened this morning. 2 bus doors closed on my sideburns. Hey, Dre, baby do. Chick I know sat in a bathtub in her jeans. That was 2 weeks ago. She still can't get him off. And there's a terrible blue ring that's eating away the top. Oh, little girl blue. I always wanted to be a teenager ever since I was 14. And I got sent down to the academy for holding a record hop during taps. I said then and there, all that jazz, that was for me. Ooby-dooby-wow-wow-woo. Had a frightening experience today. My motorcycle got beat out by a Volkswagen. I think it's the end of an era. Hey, Dre, Drew, hody-dody-dody-doo, woo-woo. Ever get a tarantula in your banana split? Don't. Dooby-dooby-doo. Fu Manchu. Good friend of mine just got electrocuted by his own guitar. Life's funny that way. Ho, 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 ho. Ow, my finger. Gotta get a new zipper. Whole thing with zippers is they give you a feeling of security. Buttons fall off. So do theater marquees. Wow-dee-doo-woo. Ever take a walk in the park at midnight? You won't get far. Hey, Dre, droodly-doo-dee-woo. Good friend of mine, a girl, got kicked out of the gang. She came to a dance in a dress. No, sir, I wouldn't give up being a teenager for nothing. Even when I'm 40, I expect to carry on the great tradition. I'm going to be the only advertising exec who comes to work in a button-down shirt with a rabbit tail tie. Face it, I'm an angry young kid. And I'm going to be an angry old man because I'm a teenager's teenager, folks. And folks who ain't teenagers will never know what that means. Never. You hear that? Crazy thing happened today. I turned 39. I wish I was 12 again so I could hang out with the big guys. What's that? Why don't you go in the park, have a nice game of checkers, huh?
It says hats outside. You sell hats in here?
No, we sell windbreakers. You see where it says shoes?
That's where you sell hats?
No, that's where they sell shorts. Hats are where it says belts. How'd you like a nice belt?
Let's stick with the hats, huh?
A nice hat, eh? Well, try this one on. How do you like it?
I like one with a brim.
Square, huh? Here, try this one on. I don't want to lose you. 100% silicone with a leather sweatband on the outside. It's the latest. Take a look in the mirror.
Gee, I look like Rock Hudson.
You're looking at his picture. He buys our hats.
No wonder it's signed.
The mirror's over there. What do you say?
Makes me look pale.
Maybe you were out late last night.
I went to sleep at 7:30.
That's pretty late.
I'm taking early morning French classes on the TV.
Whatever happened to those good old exercise programs?
I don't know.
So you want a hat, eh? I don't want to lose you.
You got something in there, two-tone?
There you are, green velvet and apple blossom pink. How's that? Boutonniere goes with it.
They'll josh me at work.
Kind of work you do?
I'm a hat salesman.
Wise guy, huh? I don't want to lose you. I got just the thing for you. A cap with ear laps. It's for people who go to sleep at 7:30.
I told you I want something with a brim.
I got just the hat for you, Hamburg. Monocle goes with it. Hey, how do you like it?
Yeah, I look like Dean Martin.
You're looking at another picture. Besides, it's Richard Tauber. Come on over here. I don't want to lose you. What are your hobbies?
Pets.
Like dogs, cats,
Horses.
mules? Any mules?
Photographs of mules.
I got just the hat for you with a big brim, too. Place for your ears right there. There you are. Banana comes with it. How's that? Comfy?
It's too drafty.
I don't want to lose you. Here, try this one on. A nice straw hat.
It's snowing outside.
It's the latest among the jet set. Don't you want to be with the jet set? Now, there you are. What are you afraid of? You look distinguished, like a regular French man. Look in the mirror.
Say, not bad. I look just like the Morris Cavalier.
You're looking at another picture again.
No, I'm not.
All right, I don't want to lose you. I never lose a customer. You're right. You're not looking at a picture. You want to wear it?
I want it sent.
Where to?
Paris, France.
What name?
Morris Cavalier.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to do it tomorrow. Okay, mister, get lost. I'm not going to do it yesterday. Will you get lost? Lose yourself. I'm going to do it right now. You know something? You don't need a hat. You need a rest.
I've just come back from an unforgettable weekend in Transylvania. I was one of the judges at the beauty contest to pick Miss Transylvania. There were 32 contestants. Count Dracula's daughter Ethel was ravishing. She wore a long black robe and a tail. Her hair reached all the way to Cleveland. She got 27 votes. Then came the daughter of Frankenstein, Cynthia. She was a beauty. She wore her father's wedgies, which added another 3 feet to her height. As the band played, there she goes, Miss Transylvania. Oh, it was a thrilling contest. Godzilla's niece, Rita, arrived in a cloak of bat heads over a red satin moo-moo shift. As the band played, a pretty ghoul is like a melody that haunts us through the night. Lovely thought, that. Then the fanfare sounded, and Miss Transylvania strolled onto the podium. King Kong's lovely daughter, Hong. She looked a little like a lady moose in pedal pushers, but she won because she had a marvelous smile, and her father had bribed all the judges, myself included. Why not? One girl was as monstrous as the next. Well, they handed the winner a gorgeous bunch of man-eating orchids. She was a sight to behold as long as she lasted. Those orchids went to work like gangbusters, and in 3 minutes flat, she was gone. As a result, the runner-up, Cynthia Frankenstein, was declared Miss Transylvania. She got a great big hand, and that hand belonged to Count Dracula, who kidnapped her for his collection of monsterines. The crowd thought that was rather unfair, but no one said anything because no one wanted his little throat attacked at 3 a.m. Well, I've got a date with the Blob's mother. She's invited me for a good chicken beak dinner and a midnight moon bath. Good night, and wish me luck.
I've often been asked for tips on meeting the opposite sex in Europe. Since this is the most important part of a successful trip, here goes. Method number 1, the cafe caper. If you see an attractive girl in the cafe, ignore her completely and order 6 cognacs. Belt them down. A few minutes later, you will get a terrific headache and fall on her. She will summon the waiter and ask him to fetch you an aspirin, thank her in English, and invite her to a picnic in the woods. If she says she'd rather picnic at Maxime's, you'll know you've got the wrong girl. Do not give up. There is more than one way to stuff a pepper. Method number 2, the Picasso. Register at an art school. If you know how to draw, fine. If you don't, no one will know the difference. You will ask some devastating naked model for a critique of your work. If she tears you to ribbons, start to cry. She will smile at you and apologize. Play it cool. Offer to take her to the Folie Bergère, but tell her she'll have to explain all the jokes since your French is worse than your drawing. She will laugh and say, "That is impossible." Start another argument right then and there. It will save you from spending a lot of money at the Folie Bergère. Instead, you take her to that little cafe where you got sick on cognac. There you will see the girl who got the aspirin for you. She will give you a big smile and ask you how you feel today. This will make your new girl furious, and she will proceed to get roaring drunk. The rest is up to you. Of course, the following day you may have to change art schools. A third way to get acquainted in Paris is by trailing women. Now, don't worry, this is an accepted practice in France, and it's done all the time. Say you spot a beautiful girl walking down the boulevard a few days in a row at the same time. Well, the third day you start stalking her. Do nothing but follow her to her destination in sponge-soled bouncers. If she looks back, throw her a slight smile, nothing frantic. Just take your pipe out of your mouth and slip it back bowl first. She will in all probability ignore you completely. This is a good sign, especially if she passes by your cafe the next day. At once, jump up from your table and start re-stalking her, this time with tap shoes. When she reaches her destination, she will probably swing round and look you over from head to foot. This is a good sign, especially if she passes by your cafe the next day. This time, trail her with the agility of a sex-starved baboon. You may even whistle a lively American tune like Did You Ever See a Dream Walking? And one of two things may happen. She may ask you what you want from her, or ring the bell and call the concierge. If she rings for the concierge, have a 5-franc note ready. If she rings for her husband, take 6 dueling lessons fast. Of course, the best way to meet the opposite sex is to hang around American Express. If you get hit on the head, go back to your wife.
Hello there, little ones. You say you bought all the kids' candy bars and put it on Daddy's credit card? And your toy bulldozer just tore down the garage? And your sister's baking oatmeal cookies and the whole house is full of smoke? And you gotta give the cleaning woman artificial respiration? And you gotta eat the cookies anyway? And you're eating a chocolate sundae and start to laugh and the nuts come out of your nose? Is that what's perturbing you today, small fry?
Well, lift that pail up high and shovel that sand with a vengeance. Dig, dig, dig. Soak, soak, soak. Pat, pat, pat. You'll never give up, never give up, never give up. Get your mud pies here, 3 for a quarter.
Hey there, moppets. You say you did a dandy finger painting all over the refrigerator with peanut butter, tomato paste, and a lot of feathers? And the Modern Museum wants to buy it? And you just lassoed the mailman with the clothesline and blamed it on a hop-along Cassidy puppet? And you told your daddy James Bond is as old as he is, so he got mad and set up a trapeze in the kitchen? And he fell all over breakfast this morning? And your pet hamster went carrot crazy? Is that what's giving you the gray hair at 7, Moppet?
Well, climb up those kitchen shelves. Go, go, go. Open up them jelly jars. Gobble, gobble, gobble. You ain't afraid of calories. No, master, not you. Remember, he who laughs last eats last.
Hi there, midgets. Say, eat a box of caramels and you can't open your mouth? And your older brother won a trip to the moon in a chewing gum wrapper? And he says he's leaving tonight from the front porch? And your cousin wants to play William Tell and's running around the house with a bow and arrow and an apple looking for you? And there's a big explosion out on the front porch? Well, at least he's gone for a while. And the kid next door eloped with his babysitter. Is that what's perplexing your little mind today, Sonny?
Well, get rid of them flippers and head for the hills. Climb and play. Romp, romp, romp. Live, live, live. Remember, when you're smiling, when you're laughing, the whole world's screaming, go to bed.
This is the old philosopher saying, drink your orange juice and take your vitamins and don't run around and drive Mommy crazy. Wait till Daddy comes home.